This is sort of maybe a strange video, but it's a video that I'm making for a couple of reasons. One, because I needed it and it didn't really exist, so hopefully it's helpful to someone else who is in my situation. And also because I need to make a decision. I am not keeping all of these gloves, so let me explain basically where I'm at here by clearing a few of these off. So I am a new-ish goalie. I've been playing for about a year and a half. I started in my late 30s, so very different from like the kids who start playing when they're super young and stuff. Pretty much the whole time I've been playing, this has been my glove and blocker, Warrior G6, Warrior G6, and they've been great. And the reason that I chose these specifically was because they were priced really well. Warrior had a good reputation, and I actually really like that they have replaceable palms. Maybe that didn't turn out to be as big of a feature as I thought it would, because I have taken them out a few times to wash them, but I haven't actually replaced them yet. Although if I keep these for a long time, I totally could. The blocker, totally, pretty much totally fine and good, and it's a blocker. It works really well. It really does pop pucks. Like, they can go sometimes almost too high or too far. It's like pop flies sometimes. So it works great, and I like that. That's pretty much the main only blocker that I've used. And then the glove is basically, like, from the time I got it, I remember this being very easy to open and close. I did have another set of used blocker and glove, like used Bauer ones before this, and that glove was just stuck like this. Basically, you couldn't do anything with it. And so I got the Warrior, and it was very easy. Like right now, I'm just using basically my middle finger and my thumb, and I can close this fully like that. And that, from what I remember, that's kind of how it was straight out of the box, and I like it because it opens up pretty wide. There are a couple of reasons I was looking for new ones. So the reason I mainly wanted a new glove, didn't really need a new blocker. And the reason being is I have gotten a number of kind of stingers to the palm here. And sometimes it's not uncommon for my hand to like ache for a day or two after playing, because it just sort of takes some hits there and that hurts. So I wanted something that maybe had a thicker palm, although the glove itself works really well. And this has a single T right here. I was kind of thinking of maybe a double T. I've never used that, but I really like when a glove can open up big and wide. I don't really like the narrow ones as much. I like the wider ones, and I don't know if this is true, but I thought that having a double T might help make that a little more narrow. So that's kind of why I was looking for new gloves. At the time I'm recording this, there's lots of holiday sales, lots of year-end clearance sales, so it's possible to get some stuff at pretty good prices. And I ordered these right here that I found for pretty cheap. So this was my main question. These are the true 7X3s. And these are cool because they came in kind of these like semi-custom, Kraken colors here, and I really like that. And they were also really cheap. I think I was able to get both of these for about $350 total, which is quite good. And I've never used True Gear before, so the thing that I will say about both of these things, and this is kind of the whole point of the video, was like how if you're looking between gear and you're trying to choose between Warrior or True, or maybe something else that you can help suggest me, maybe this can kind of help you out there. So pretty familiar with the Warrior gear. True Gear, incredibly popular. I absolutely love the style and the design of it, and the price was great in this case. But first thing that I was completely surprised by, these are senior size gloves. I thought they sent me intermediates at first because they just felt so small. The blocker is probably the easier thing to talk about. It feels pretty good overall. It's actually quite comfortable, but I have this set to the loosest settings. Like this is barely on, like this is the smallest amount of Velcro you can put on here. And the fit is pretty nice. It's this part of the palm that is just really tight, and it's like, I don't have big hands, but putting my hand in there, you really gotta like kind of, it doesn't slip on easily, which I don't know, maybe that's okay. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of feel like that is something that would loosen up over time, maybe. So if you've used the 7X3 before and it's loosened up over time, that'd be helpful. I also know that the reason I got these for so cheap is because it's the end, they don't make them anymore, and so it's a clearance, and so these have been replaced with the 7X4. I don't think there's a ton of differences between those, so maybe this could still be a reference if you're looking for the 7X4 at this time. So I actually quite like the blocker other than that. The other thing I've noticed though is, so if I close my hand here, you can kind of see there's just this finger protector right here, and it's not connected to my finger at all, so it doesn't really move too much with my hand in the same way though that, let's see. So what I've noticed with the Warrior one, there's this extra bit of protection that really does kind of seal things up and offer a lot of protection. And then your index finger is also attached to this, so it moves with the finger, and again, everything just kind of becomes more protected. But what's really interesting, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these or not, so that's why I haven't used them yet, because once I use them, I can't return them. So that's why I'm sort of laying out my thoughts here and what I've noticed so far. The thing I did notice right away with the True Blocker, even though these are both senior, is that it seems bigger than the Warrior, and I don't think it is, obviously, like if you measured the specs or anything, I don't think it is, but the Warrior kind of is almost like plush and concave. No, not concave, convex. That's the term. And you can even kind of see on the side, like, I guess they're not too terribly different. You know, blockers are blockers. The True does have a bigger angle. It's definitely a lot more aggressive there than the Warrior is. But it is a lot flatter and a lot wider, and that's something that I actually think would be really cool. Obviously, again, like I said, I haven't used it yet, but I feel like that would make it easier to direct things, and also just the surface feeling wider and flatter just makes it a little easier to actually block things. So I really do like the blocker, and I feel like I would be happy with this, and I'm curious about it. I like the Warrior one as well, but you know, matchy is always kind of nice. So the glove though, let's talk about the True glove, because it's not quite true love with the True glove. In fact, you can even see in here what I have. This is the end of a vacuum cleaner that I've been using to kind of hold this open. So in this glove, the 7X3 with the, see how it has the double T in there? I love the construction of this. I love that there's skate lace on these sides here, and everything feels good, looks good, really nice. I don't know, it's a well-built glove, and the palm does feel significantly stiffer and thicker. Obviously, again, haven't used it yet. When it opens up like this, it's nice and wide. I don't know, let me grab my Warrior. If I put this, I mean, I guess the single versus the double T doesn't really make a huge difference in how wide it can go, because it's looking like the Warrior can still go pretty wide. So maybe that doesn't matter in the way that I thought it would. But this glove is so, again, I have it loosened up as loose as it can go, and it is so like difficult to fit my hand in. I have no idea how like a larger person with large man-sized hands can use, I don't know. It seems crazy. And the thing about this is incredibly stiff. So this is me using my full hand to try to open and close it. And it's already been a few days that I've tried to kind of work it open and closed. This is like, I feel bad saying it, this is tiring. And if I try to use just my one finger like I was doing on the Warrior, this is just my middle finger and my thumb, I can't even close it all the way. And it's starting, I guess because I've had a couple days with that vacuum piece in there, it's starting to open up, but it was kind of like this when I first got it. It wouldn't really go past this. So I don't know, I feel like I could break it in. I'm a little scared though, like to take the bet on, will I break it in, will it work, or is it just gonna be a problem? And it's like so difficult to fit in. I'm not sure if this is something worth breaking in or something to just say like, nah, return it. So another thing that I did, just because everything is on sale right now, is I did find clearance G6, just another combo G6 glove and blocker. Again, I'm not keeping all these. So what I'm trying to do right now is figure out essentially which one to keep, the True or the Warrior. These literally just came today, like right before I started filming this video. And the reason I thought that was gonna be interesting is because I've been using my Warrior glove for so long, and it's so like, after trying to get this to open and close and it doesn't really do so very well, how easy it is to do this. Like, you know, it's easy to pick up pucks, easy to catch things, it's easy to stick handle with, like you can do a lot with a glove that fits like this. And I wondered like how broken in is this compared to a brand new one, because I remember it feeling pretty good straight out of the box. So this one just got delivered today. Worth noting, this is different than how the other one came. This actually came with this styrofoam ball and this foam here kind of like strapped in like this. So this is how it came. I was looking for the 6.1 because it has the double T, but I couldn't find any of those available anymore. And I wanted to find something inexpensive, so that's why I didn't go for like the 7.1 or anything. So right away, there's a lot more room in here for my hand. And this is, again, I think the second time I've put this on. I can still open and close it pretty much just as easily as that, but it's not nearly as opening up as wide as this one is. So I think I have to train that a bit more, which I guess just happens over time, like you can make that happen. There you go. This doesn't solve the problem though with the palm stingers, because it's the same glove. It's just, different color and newer, a little less stinky as well. So this, I wanted to really see a brand new Warrior, how broken in it feels. Not quite as much as this one, obviously. Nothing's gonna feel as good as something that's played, multiple seasons and just gone through the ringer many, many, many times like this one has. This one feels great, just not quite offering the protection that I wanted. And so now that's what I'm wondering, and if you could help me, if you have the 7X3, is it worth breaking in? Will it break in to feel good? How does the palm feel? I love the design, I love the style, and I love the materials and everything on it. Like, I would really love to be able to use this glove. Or are there other recommendations? This is like sort of a review comparison, but also me asking for recommendations. So what I'm looking for is a glove that is easy to open and close without me having to do all this stuff like run water on it and steam it, like all these weird like voodoo magic tricks. Can I just have a glove that I can use pretty easily? Is that just a Warrior glove? Is that something else? Is it possible for the 7X3 to get to that point, knowing how stiff it is right now? Also, am I doing something weird that my not super large hands feel very large for the senior glove? Is that a thing with true gloves? I don't know. Any input there would be good. And I don't know, any thoughts about what a brand new Warrior set is like here, or anything else. The other thing, and a reason that I'm trying to go on a budget here, is this all started because I did get a new set of pads. I got I had Warrior pads, still have them too. I got Vaughn SLR4s, SLR4 Pro, the less expensive ones, and I've skated maybe 4 times in these so far, and I really like them. I need to break them in more and get used to them more, but I really, really quite like them. This was kind of my first time branching out from the Warrior side of things. What I really like about Warrior, I guess, is that they do tend to be, you get a lot for your money, especially in terms of customization. They feel like there's a lot of modern, innovative, pretty cool features in sort of all of their stuff. But that also feels, as I'm getting more into the world of goalieing, a little less traditional. And so, something like this true glove feels a little more like a traditional glove in terms of fit, structure, maybe even lack of customization options. And same thing with the Vaughn pads. These feel like a lot more traditional pads compared to my Warrior ones. And part of me kind of likes that. So just kind of exploring that a little bit. I was even thinking, if I have these pads and I like them a lot, maybe it's worth not trying to get the discount on something and just pay for like the SLR4 glove. But I'm worried that it's going to be ultra stiff. And if I'm dealing with an ultra stiff glove that's worth breaking in, well, I really like this one because it looks cool and it's inexpensive. So that's kind of the way I would like to go. So any thoughts on that, especially the gloves, would be incredibly helpful. But the other thing I could use opinions on are the blockers, especially sort of the difference in shape between Warrior's, I guess maybe less traditional shape, almost ends up looking a little smaller and a little more round, and True's more traditional, just sort of flat square shape, which I, again, haven't used this yet, but really, really want to. So this is sort of my experience. I hope that was helpful if you're trying to figure out what the difference is between these two types of gloves straight out of the box. Maybe that gave you some insight on brand new, broken in, stiff versus not as stiff. And then if you have some input and some advice for me, that would be super helpful too, and I would really, really appreciate it.